If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former NBA player turned CNN journalist Charles Barkley saying that if he sees a black person wearing a Donald Trump mugshot t-shirt, he's going to punch them in the face. Now, that's a pretty bold statement to make, Charles. You're going to just punch a black person in the face for wearing a Donald Trump mugshot t-shirt? Is that what we're going to do? And then the audience laughing like it ain't nothing going on, like it's totally fine. It's a funny joke. And you got Gail King trying to downplay, oh, you don't mean that. And then he's doubling down. Oh, I'm sincere about that. That's how you feel for real, Charles? Now, it's pretty interesting how he's allowed to say a thing like this on television with little to no kickback. Now, imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. Imagine if it was a white male conservative Trump supporter talking about, I'm going to punch black folks in the face that I see wearing an Obama t-shirt or a Kamala Harris t-shirt or something like that. You talking about hate crime charges, the federales would be at his door immediately. They wouldn't waste any time. There's a double standard here, and it's pretty obvious. And it's funny because normally black folks in this situation or so-called minorities be protected, but that ain't the case here because a lot of the left, they don't like guys like me. They think that it's okay to punch guys like me in the face because we think differently politically. Now, before I get too deep into it, we got to just back up a little bit here to get some context, okay? Because he was responding to what Trump said at the BCF event that happened recently out there in South Carolina. Okay, this is the Black Conservative Federation. And he was talking about how black folks, you know, they like him and they're wearing the mugshot t-shirts, things of this nature. And there was quite a bit of controversy about that. Oh, he thinks that, you know, black folks know about jail and prison, whatever. We'll talk about all of that a little bit more in a minute, but let's just watch this. Then we're going to see the full reaction from Charles, and we're going to see a little bit more about Charles. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Pastor Mark Burns. Mark, where are you? Where's Mark Burns? He's a great guy. Good. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see?
So that right there, people got offended by that because he can only see the black ones. He can't see the white ones. Like, they got offended by that. But literally, the name of the organization, Black Conservative Federation, it's going to be a nearly 100% black audience, not exclusively black, because people are going to get offended by that. People are going to get offended by him saying that he sees mostly black folks at a black event. People are also going to get offended that it's a black event. You can't really win. But anyway, I digress. People get offended by that. And then also about the mugshots. Let's keep on going.
That's how far I've come. That's how far I've come. That's a long way, isn't it? We've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts and they sell them for $19 a piece.
So then it became about the mugshot. It's talking about how black folks, we embrace the mugshot. It's weird because on one hand, you got some black liberals offended talking about, oh, why would he think that we just are appealed, you know, by the mugshot? But at the same time, they'll say, well, black folks, we experience over incarceration and police brutality and all kind of things. I think what he was saying here is that we can appreciate being railroaded by the prison, criminal, industrial complex. We can appreciate being treated poorly, being mistreated by that system. Okay, that's what he's talking about. And if people say that's not true, then they're lying. All right, so that's the context in which Charles Barkley was responding. So now let's take a look at the full response from Charles.
And you know who embraced it than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think?
Now, I'm pausing it right here for copyright purposes because I'm not quite sure. They may try to do a copyright claim on my video. So y'all just hang tight.
Sigh.
First of
Big
all,
sigh.
I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles,
No, Gail,
Charles,
Gail.
you really can't say that because A, you don't mean that.
I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail
then what?
myself out and go celebrate.
So that's funny. She's laughing. He's laughing. The audience is laughing. Violence against black conservatives, black Trump supporters is totally fine. Now, again, against black liberals, Obama lovers, Biden lovers, Kamala Harris lovers, that wouldn't be accepted. That would be a hate crime. You would get a call from the feds. But threatening violence against us is totally fine.
If I smell
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at that
conference,
I'd have got up and walked out.
You wouldn't have been there to begin with because you don't like Trump already. We already know this. You've been very vocal about your hatred for Trump for many years, ever since he became the president. I'm not quite sure about before that. You probably were his best friend before that, but different story. But you've been vocal about that for years. This is no different.
That was an insult to all black people because he basically just saying, and first of all, to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire. And they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong.
See, this is why you shouldn't really have guys that play basketball and that's it to talk on these kind of shows. Because last I checked in this country, Charles, you're innocent until proven guilty. You can have an opinion about whatever, but that's just your opinion.
They prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. And for him to
It's still in the court system, Charles.
See, now they got Gail, who's an actual journalist, to be on here to make this idiot kind of be a little bit within the lines. I don't know why they gave this guy a show. Like, what is the reason, CNN? Tell me the reason why you gave this guy a show. He could be over on Inside the NBA talking about basketball. Okay, cool. But to be a journalist, I don't think I really want him here at all. They got her here to be the actual journalist to give him some pointers about where to go and what to say and what not to say.
We have to wait. It's still in the court system, but continue.
Yes.
Continue.
Well,
continue.
Some of the stuff is true. They did storm the Capitol. They did say that the election was stolen. Those aren't lies, Gail.
But see, okay, storming the Capitol, what does that got to do with Donald Trump? Because was he storming the Capitol? Did he do that? The whole thing is, did he incite it? Now, last I checked, he was impeached and he beat the case about the, election and the storming the Capitol. So what are we talking about here? What are we saying? Again, this is an ignorant person, a basketball player who's better suited doing that than to be an actual person on CNN. CNN, they've been lost their credibility. I guess they are pretty much embracing the fact that they're not a serious channel anymore. They're not serious. They have Gayle King here to bring a little bit of validity to this ridiculous show, but it's still not working because he's going to be the dominant force.
Yeah.
Those are
They
facts.
did say that. They did say that.
But to compare, I would have got up and walked out because it's not a fair comparison. He's a billionaire. He's had a great life. He's been president of the United States.
One thing about it, in this country, it doesn't really matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter your success, your level of fame. You can still be treated poorly by the justice system. That's the message here. It doesn't matter your color, how much money you get. It doesn't matter. It can happen to all of us.
To insult black people who have been discriminated against all these years, to put them in the same category, I was just offended.
Okay, you're offended. Big tough guy talking about you want to punch Trump supporters in the face, but you're butthurt about his comments. I mean, which one is it? You a tough guy or not? Now, I think he just might be a fake tough guy, okay? I think he might be a fake tough guy because you talk about you want to punch black Trump supporters in the face, but why you ain't punch that white man in the face when he kissed you in the mouth? Okay, like, what's going on with that? Oh, you guys didn't see it? You want to check it out?
Semis, they win at 100-90.
Did you close your eyes? That's all I'm asking. Yes, you did.
Now, this is him and referee Dick Bavetta. I think it was at an All-Star game some years ago, 2007. This man kissed you square in your mouth and you didn't do anything. You embraced this man. Okay, I turned the sound off because I don't want to get a copyright. You kissed this man square in his mouth. You embraced this man. All right, so if you're going to punch black Trump supporters in the face, why you ain't do anything about this man kissing you in your mouth? He kissed you in the lips with his lips and you embraced him. So I'm not trying to hear a word from you, Queen, sir, excuse me, Charles. I don't want to hear nothing about none of this fake stuff. Fake tough guy talking about what you're going to do, what you ain't going to do. You're not going to do a thing. You're not going to do a thing. You just want to look nice in front of your audience. And I wonder what the actual audience demographics were. But as I close, I want to say this. This kind of rhetoric, this kind of behavior is totally acceptable, apparently, when it is against people that the mainstream doesn't like. You're a black person and you support Trump, then we can just say you should be beat up, whatever. It's totally fine. Whatever is done to you is totally fine. But if you're a black person and you are a standard liberal, then you can't say a word. You can't say anything about their hair, about the way they dress. You can't threaten any kind of violence, or else you're going to get sent to the penitentiary, big rocks, little rocks. And that is part of what we're talking about, the unequal justice system in this country, which Trump was highlighting with his comments about the mugshot t-shirts. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Charles Barkley's comments? Think he was being serious, just trying to, be a big tough guy for the audience? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I hate a fake tough guy. I don't like tough guys. I'm never going to be, this tough guy trying to threaten people. I don't threaten anybody. I'm all about peace and love. I don't care about who you are. We could talk about things politically and have that be that, rather than threatening violence. That's an ogre type mentality. And these kind of guys, if they're really about that life, they get deleted pretty early when they're teenagers. And guys who are not about that life talk like that. But when you confront them in person, they're the type of people that are trying to sue you, get you in court, and take money from you. Cowards in real life. I think that might be where Charles Barkley is, a coward in real life. Not really about that kind of action. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.